student has asked about the higher studies options other than the conventional options like MBA, MS, etc. There are various options for higher studies available, but the opportunities in India are rather limited to certain specific domains. So, as engineer, people expect you to join for MBA or MTech or MS program generally. But there are some institutions which offer some specialized programs like MA in development studies is offered by this. It's a very attractive program. MA in social work is also another interesting program. IIT Kharagpur offers a master's program for engineers in intellectual property law. IPR is a very important issue in the current scenario, and it's a very specialized program which is and there are specializations on international relations. Indonesian of Foreign Trade is institute for specialization in foreign trade. The higher studies options like direct admission for PhD. Now, many institutions, including IITs and some of the NITs, are offering direct admission for PhDs for people who have experience in flying colors. That is one option. And then after BTech, one can go also for conventional master's program in science, various areas, or other arts subjects also one can explore. In foreign Western countries, basically, we have more diverse options available on, say, master's program in design, animations, and whatnot, engineering, project management, various related things. So, all like options should be there, but you should match with your interest also. So, I know, student who has completed BTech in electronics, later did a master's in animation studies from US, and now employed in Walt Disney. So, it depends on the career plan of the students. This is from a student who is currently pursuing BTech in electrical engineering and will pursue masters in the same area, but from a university abroad. So the first thing is that every university in abroad is looking for your academic credentials. So you should have consistently good academic credentials. Your CGPA has to be extremely good in a 10-point scale. You should be having 9 or better CGPA to get into a good university. They will also look into the kind of projects that you have done in the academic area and whether you have any publications in these areas. So while doing a mini project or major project, you should aim to do a work which involves meaningful research and get 1 or 2 papers published out of that, which will give you a definite advantage. Another thing is like you should also try to polish your skill set in that other related areas where you are planning to do a masters. For example, if you plan to do a masters in power electronics, it would be good if you have taken electives in that power electronics area in your BTech program itself, and take probably additional courses from other online course platforms like Coursera and other platforms on specific improving specific skill set in the power electronics area if you're interested in that particular area. And it will be also good to work in some good company for 1 or 2 years before attending for higher studies, because many universities abroad give good weightages for buckets of 1 or 2 years in the specific area. So if you are having good exposure in the core area, then that will also give you a better chance for getting admission to your program. So you have to plan your biodata enhancement right from your second year onwards to get into a good university. And of course, you need to have a good yearly score and performance. is about cracking GATE exam and the opportunities after GATE. So now in India, people write the GATE exam for two purposes. One is to get admissions to master's programs in various institutions in India. The other option is to get into some public sectors or R&D labs that uses GATE score as the entry level filtering criteria. So this question is specifically about capitalizing such an opportunity through GATE exam. I mean, the candidate is not really keen to go for higher studies. So the first thing that one needs to understand is that the candidate should aim to get an extremely high score in GATE exam if they have to get an opportunity for a job after this GATE. Like there are companies like IOCL, HPCL, DRDO, etc. They all look at GATE as an entry level filtering criteria. But you need very good score. So which means you need to have dedicated preparations, which you can start probably in your final year itself, and you can write your first GATE in the final year itself. And if your score is not that good, then probably after the BTech you can go to some coaching institution. There are various institutions in Kerala, Hyderabad, and various other places, and go and spend about 3 to 4 months there. Prepare yourself in most of the topics that are frequently asked in the GATE exam, and crack the exam well. I mean, there is no shortcut for that. You have to crack the exam well and get a very good score to get into these these job opportunities. Higher studies, obviously, even if you are having slightly lesser scores, then probably you will be able to get into institutions which may not be the top institutions, but the second tier of institutions. Yeah, thank you. The student is interested to get a campus placement opportunity, and he is basically worried whether he will get such an opportunity in the current scenario. See, the overall situation is not so good, and it is applicable for campus placements also. So if the number of companies coming to a campus is say 50 in 2021, the number of companies may be reduced to 20 or 25, and that we are all going to see. But then it is very true that the times are challenging. Companies would be very choosy in looking for skill set. Opportunities, overall number of headcounts will be less, but still companies will be going for them. That is for sure. Because economic scenarios may change over a period of time, and companies always wanted to have some talent pool in their reserve to deploy when they get projects. So therefore, opportunities will be there, but then it is also to be understood that opportunities will be limited to only those people who really have good skills. So, with an average kind of profile in terms of mark and in terms of other skill set, for example, coding skills, your interpersonal skills, and specific project accomplishments, etc., you may not get good opportunities. So, you should be really looking for polishing your skill set right now by acquiring very good proficiency in your chosen domain in area of interest before appearing for campus programs. And that is very important. And second is try to do some projects basically in your areas as part of the course, and even otherwise there are a lot of challenges happening in various sectors with COVID itself. So if you take up some interesting studies and projects related to that, it would be, definitely, it will definitely add value to your resume. And say from a class, if say 20 or 25 people only are getting opportunity, you should aim to be one of that 20 or 25. So definitely opportunities will be there, but opportunities will be limited to only those people who really excel in their required skills. So keep it in mind and then polish your skill set in the coming months in the chosen domains, and then definitely you will get over. Like the student is asking when now there is a currently there is an economic recession, and when will the economic boom will happen? So I mean it's a very difficult question to answer, but then history says that every economic slowdown has been followed by an economic boom. So, I mean, the economy cannot just go down all the way, always. Some sectors will emerge even in these tough times as good sectors with good opportunities. Companies and investors will invest more on these kind of areas, which will result in more economic development. So, if you are looking for a specific area which is experiencing recession, when will that area will come back into normalcy? Probably, I mean, it may take more time. But then every recession is bringing a lot of opportunities for various other areas to come up as winners. So, for example, now in near future we may not be able to have face-to-face events, even I mean big conferences or big matches and big wedding receptions and other kind of things. So, a lot of companies who are on event management are facing a lot of difficulties. But the structure of events itself is changing now, and people are resorting more on to conducting events by using online means. So, if you are changing your business plan from face-to-face event to online events, then you'll be able to fetch a lot of orders. So that way, different industries will be coming up in the market, and eventually economic growth will be happening. And as far as opportunities are concerned, every challenges will bring definitely more opportunities. So one needs to be very careful in understanding how the market evolves, which are the areas emerging, and then try to acquire skill set to survive in those emerging areas. Yes, that's what one needs to do. Either as part of a higher study plan or as a startup kind of venture, or a person who is currently doing a course, like what are the additional skill set that one needs to acquire. So people need to look at various aspects and see the emerging areas which are coming up in the next 2 to 3 years, and then listen to people who are, I mean, big players in the market and see how they are redefining their projects like Amazon, Google, all these big companies, how they are managing. So there will be recession in some areas, like, for example, automobile sector is likely it was on recession for some time. It may take more time to come back into normalcy because people may not be having enough money to spend on new vehicles and other kind of things. So one needs to look at the challenges from these kind of current scenarios into different sectors and see which sectors are likely to be emerging in the next 2 to 3 years, and then invest